What up, world? This is the GoalNet recording live from outside of Chicago. Today, it's time to pick a new stick. So if anybody checked out any of the pictures floating around on Instagram lately, you might notice that I've been using a Bauer NXG stick, which has not been made since 2014 or 2015 was when that product was launched, and that was phased out with the 1S, and we've since had the 2S, so that's 4 years. So yeah, an NXG hasn't been a product for about 5 years now. However, just, with me testing gear all the time, I'm constantly buying and selling products to try and test new gear and create new content, And basically, I didn't have any other Bauer sticks in the arsenal when it came time to do the photo shoot, but we are here today to change that. So if anybody played with the amazing customizer that Bauer launched with the Vapor 2X Pro gear, they've done basically the exact same thing with their My Bauer program and the 2X Pro goalie stick, as well as the 2S Pro goalie stick. So we go to the Bauer website, we go to the customization My Bauer section, and we just click customize now for the goal stick. And the next question it's going to ask us is if we want to work on a Vapor or a Supreme stick. And past that, everything's pretty wide open. So it's my own personal opinion that Bauer has definitely been the innovation leader for goalie composite sticks for the last few years. They've really driven the industry, and I think they really have some of the best advancements just in terms of pure technology of their product. The only knock I've really had on Bauer is that as they've come out with more advanced sticks, there's been more expensive tooling costs that go into launching these products. And in the interest of trying to get these sticks available at launch time and controlling the costs as much as possible, they haven't been able to add as many curves as I would have loved to have seen. But Bauer actually has 4 different great goalie curves between the P20, P31, P34, and we'll dive into that in the customizer. So what Bauer did this year is launch the full-blown 3D-based customizer, and they've done it with a 1-stick minimum order. So that means you can go to Bauer basically like you would buy any stick in the store. I believe you pay about a $10 premium, but from that point on, you can change your color, your name, and add any information like that. So let's dive into here. I'm going to go through Supreme real quick, but the focus of this video will be on the Vapor. But as you can see, we can see the ergo spine on the back. And as we know, this stick was launched with P31. And when we click on the blade pattern now, we have a choice between P31 and P34. You can see the stick actually changes on the screen. And Bauer over here on the right has a really nice description of what the stick actually is. Let's just reboot this and focus on the 2X Pro because that's what we're here to check out today. So as you can see, we have the brand new Vapor 2X Pro. I believe Linus Ullmark and Jake Allen are both using this model, as well as Henrik Lundqvist in the pros. So 3 guys that were not in composite sticks last year actually converted to basically the retail version of this stick. And as you can see, we can rotate it in every different direction. We can even see the end plug on the end of the stick. So the detail on this is phenomenal. We can rotate this literally any angle that we want to check out the stick. Stick customizer is relatively easy compared to a gear customizer. There's only about a half dozen options, but they are great. So if we click through here, regular or full right, and if you're confused which way they go, the graphic on the right actually updates the goalie and updates the stick on the screen. So I think everybody knows if there's lefty or righty, but again, I really appreciate that Bauer has really taken every possible scenario into account with this customizer. So we're gonna go regular. Paddle height, I can go from 23-inch, which I would call an intermediate, all the way up to 27, as big as they go. I'm gonna go right there in the middle with 25-inch. Now this is an option that I actually tried last summer with my 2S Pro and didn't like. That doesn't mean it's a bad option. In my opinion, it's more of a personal preference, and this is the stock shoulders versus the steep or round shoulders, depending on how you like to refer to them. So I didn't like this option just because there's a reality of I've used the traditional shoulders my whole life. I played with a notch cutout down in the lower side of the stick before, but generally speaking, it's just what I'm comfortable with. And I don't really feel that anything's broken there, so I've never really felt compelled to change. But the two reasons you might want to consider going with the round or the steep shoulders are A, just for hand positioning, you might feel more comfortable with these more rounded edges. And the second one is if you look at a guy like Sergei Bobrovsky, he's got a very crazy steep angle and holds his hand more over the stick. Curtis McElhaney does this as well. I believe this was both something that they worked on with Ian Clark when he was the coach of the Blue Jackets. And there's another goalie coach out in the Vancouver area, I believe, and I think his name is Sean Murray. And he promotes some interesting cutouts as well. And the general rationale behind this is that by tweaking your blocker position, you actually get your hand angled so it catches the puck more to its upward trajectory, and then also increases your range of motion so that you should be able to deflect the puck into the corner better. So that's something that either you may want to try at home, or if you're working with a goalie coach who promotes that and is up to date on the technique and the theory behind that, maybe a great option to try one of these out, and maybe you could get some game improvement out of that. So again, as we click through, you'll see the stick on the screen physically changes. So I'm going to go with stock round. Now when we come to blade pattern, P31 is a great curve for shooting, and I believe it's probably the most popular curve in hockey at retail right now, used by the most goalies. Personally, I just find that when I use this stick, just due to the lie or the way the curve is, I don't keep my blade perfectly flat on the ice in my stance. And this all, again, comes down to personal preference. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the P31. But for me, I prefer a stick that's going to keep a little bit more blade on the ice for me in my stance, because I feel like when I make saves, I try and have as active as a stick as possible. And I feel like the more of my blade that's on the ice during my stance translate to more blade on the ice in the butterfly, which translates into more surface area that could potentially come in contact with the puck, which should help me make the saves. So it's been a while since I've gotten to see all of the Bauer curves up close and personal, just because P31's really dominated retail. But going off memory, I believe P34 was the curve that I used to like most in Bauer. And as you can see, if we look up at the toe area when we change it, this toe comes back to center more, and I believe that's going to enable me to keep kind of more of the meat of the blade on the ice, which is my goal. And I'll be the first person to admit puck handling is probably the weakest part of my game, and that's when it comes to curves. I really defer to making sure that my stick is a function of making saves first and shooting secondary. If I was just purely going on shooting ability, P31 might be a great option for me personally. And again, I know lots of goalies love this curve, just sharing my own personal experience. So the other great thing is that down here below the curves, Bauer points out what the curve is for. Regular line paddle length for optimal stance position. Mid-open curve will increase puck control and will allow the goalie to raise the puck quickly. We click on P31, regular lie and longer paddle for a more upright stance. I believe that refers to what I was saying earlier about trying to keep my blade on the ice and my hand positioning. The wedge curve will allow the goalie to have optimal puck control and ability to complete saucer passes. So hey, maybe this will help me throw those rink-long saucer passes like we've seen Ben Bishop do here in the playoffs. Also have an option for P20, low lie and regular paddle for a more crouched stance. Heel open curve will allow the goalie to raise the puck quickly when shooting or passing. And the last option is the P30. This is a higher lie and regular paddle for a more upright stance. Mid-heel close curve will improve puck deflection and contact. So P30, I believe, they're alluding to kind of some of the stuff I was saying earlier, that this may actually enable more blade on the ice to steer pucks. So hypothetically, if P34 didn't accomplish what I was looking for in a stick and I were to order another stick this year, I could probably check out a P30. So love the descriptions on here. In my opinion, as we've had the advancements in sticks, one of the things that's gone away are some great descriptions of the curves like this, lots of options with the curves, and also explanations of the lie. I think looking at this stuff could really help goalies picking new sticks for the first time, as well as a stick is not inexpensive. For the custom vapor here, we're looking at about $260 US. Not that I don't think the stick's worth it, but obviously, foam core sticks 15 years ago cost 60, 70 bucks. So with the price point difference, I think people are more leery to pick the wrong stick. So I really applaud Bauer for trying to give goalies as much information as possible with the customizer. So as I said, going to P34, and if we look at this angle as well, you can kind of see how the toes change. So the P30, you get a more rounded toe and nice and square with the P31. P20 is rounded and P34 is square again. We can zoom in as well on some of the different angles. And then there's also this tool over there as well. So there's the zoom in I was looking at. Let's get us as close as we can to the P34. But yeah, this looks like a great curve for me. So definitely excited to get this. If I would have gotten one of these in a 2S last year, I think we would have seen a lot more 2S Pro content on my account. Unfortunately, had an opportunity to get a custom stick from Justin Fazio, which was a clone of a price style curve with the steep shoulders. And although I really like the 2S stick, the 2S Pro to be specific, and was blown away with the weight, just never really got comfortable with the curve and shoulder combination, so I didn't stick with it. So as we continue to go down, the next option is colors, and we've got 8 to pick. So black, blue, navy, sport gold, orange, red, green, and maroon. The green's just kind of cool, but obviously given my colorway and my team colors, I am going to try and stick, I guess, with, let's see, we got sport gold. I think that's maybe a little bit more yellow. I really like that. Antique gold or Vegas gold. So we are going to go with the red. And then the next thing you can do is add your name. So I will add TGN to the name badge. And you can see it's actually right there on that. And then we click add to order, or you can do fit expert dealer locations. And if we type that in, this will help us if there are still further questions about the stick. We can work with a local store to help figure out which model stick might be best for you as well. So went through and Googled Minnesota just to try and pick kind of a hockey-rich area for us. And as you can see, I typed that information. There are 11 retailers, and we scroll down, obviously the Bauer Hockey Store being one of them. And if you go visit them, they can actually help you with your custom fit stick. And you'll see actually these little icons are great as well. It'll show you that they sell their products. They can do custom fit skates, custom fit sticks, and help with custom goalie as well. So really like that feature from Bauer as well. And this goes back to my point earlier that with the rise in the equipment price of hockey equipment, it's great to see companies trying to make sure that, as they put a lot of engineering and advancements into gear design, they're enabling people to get the equipment that best works for their game, so nobody's wasting money, and you're able to take advantage of all the design and technology features that they're putting into the new gear. So after that, we put add to order. And the next step's pretty easy. You just click checkout and you're able to buy this directly, and you can check out as a guest, a Bauer member. And one of the other things is you can put some notes on if you got fit in a Bauer store. So as you can see, this actually pops up Illinois for me now. So let's just say I went to Jerry's Hockey, and then I can actually get it shipped to the store. So if I went to Jerry's, looked at the stick, did a fitting with somebody in the store, got some feedback, and then went to the My Bauer website, I could definitely take advantage of that. Or you can just have it shipped to your house, and there is a shipping charge for the sticks as well, but that's pretty typical, obviously, anytime you order a stick online. And that's it. So this whole video right now, the runtime is about 14 minutes. And obviously I was going slow and doing some details. You should be able to order a custom Bauer stick in probably 2 to 3 minutes max, especially if you know what you're after. So huge kudos to Bauer. Again, when it just comes to pure technology, I believe they're currently the leader in the goalie stick market. With that said, it is getting extremely competitive, and there are some extremely good other choices on the market. But if you want to stick with Bauer and get the latest and greatest technology, if it's a 2S Pro, you've got the option now for 2 shoulder options, 2 curve options. On the 2X Pro side, you've got 4 curve options, 2 shoulder options, as well as 4 paddle height options on each sticks, the custom colors. So really limitless combinations as well on that. And considering there's only like a $10 upcharge versus walking out of a store, I think it's a great option. I love that Bauer's gone to the 1 stick minimum and really compliment them on doing that. I hope a lot of people looking at Bauer sticks are able to log on and take advantage of this year. So appreciate everybody tuning in. If you have any questions, head over to thegoalnet.com. Would love to see you sign up and post your questions there versus the YouTube comments, but we'll do my best to comment on the YouTube comments as well. This is the GoalNet signing out.